Okay, there we have. So, first of all, let me tell you how excited we are. Really glad and happy that this is finally happening. To let you know, I am the last person that joined the team. Most of them have been waiting for this moment since last year. Everything started in I think October last year. So yes, pretty excited about this that this finally happening. So let's get started with Latam, how this was born. So basically, we're aiming to overcome economic and political changes in Latin America through decentralization and cryptocurrency. As most people know, and if in case you don't know, well, Latin America basically there are many issues when it comes to political and economical issues regarding hyperinflation, devaluation of the currency. So this just to point out some of them. And also that's why the mission behind Seed Latam and DeFi Latam is to bring crypto and Web3 users to the DeFi ecosystem. And they've started since the first governance was Arbitrum. I mean, Optimism, then Arbitrum, and now we're finally have are participating in MakerDAO's governance. Pretty excited about it. So that's why we're working collectively to build the path towards decentralization and digital sovereignty. Now let's move on to the next one. Okay, so our values, we have growth and adoption, launch, long-term sustainability and revenue, security and reliability, and ethics and commitment. So let's go one by one. So we advocate for growth, adoption, and stability of DAI in developing countries, as I mentioned. Also supporting long-term sustainability and revenue, stable products for the protocol. We try to ensure security and avoid excessive centralization that it's a massive problem. Then we also want to promote actively DAI and MakerDAO within Latin American communities and around the world. That's why we support the Endgame's vision of decentralization. Here, I would like to also comment about the importance of public goods for sustainable and inclusive financial ecosystem. Because MakerDAO's potential to contribute to the wider cryptocurrency community, it's one of the ways is by supporting public goods. So this is the reason why we are committed to prepare educational content. We want to promote MakerDAO and also facilitate participation in governance is the reason why we're here. And that's why every month we would have meetings also in Spanish. This is a way to engage the Spanish speaking community. And also, we encourage participation and discussions from all CVC members that are here also as well. Then we want to promote, as I mentioned, promote growth and innovation, maintaining, of course, a stable peg with flexibility. We want to expand collateral options and adjust interest rates. Then we have also, well, we invite all of you to participate actively in our meetings, also in the discussions and debates. And yes, so sovereign finance DVC offers ideas, expertise to shape the future of MakerDAO, and yeah, so these meetings will be held regularly every week, and these are recorded for transparency. So yeah, we're pretty excited about contributing to the initiative and hoping for a significant impact on the protocol. By the way, if you have like any comments or questions, you could put it, of course. I will be like reading them afterwards the presentation. I promise. So let's keep going here. Okay. So let's move on to the 5 phases of Endgame. So I don't know about you guys, but everything it's something new in a new change, in a new new topic, in a new term. So this is based on Rune's post on 11th May. So just to point that out. So what we're talking about, well, the phases of Endgame, it's very important to mention here that Endgame, in simple terms, it's a plan to make Maker a leader in the DeFi and AI world. And this is going to happen through 5 important steps. Well, they call it phases. And this is going to happen through, in a period of 3 years, starting in a couple of weeks. So yeah, with the beta launch. Then we have subDAO launch, governance AI tools launch, governance participation incentive launch, and the last one, new chain launch and final endgame state. So the beta launch, that is, of course, is happening in a couple of months. We know, of course, that MakerDAO basically it's DAI and also MKR. Well, what they want to do in this first phase is to unify the brand, and also they're having a new website. As I mentioned, DAI and MKR now are going to be new stable and new Gov token. So let me explain you this. So if you are a DAI holder, you can upgrade to new stable. And if you are an MKR holder, you can upgrade it to new Gov token. Just if you want. If you don't, it's fine. Also, MKR, it's pretty similar to, new Gov token, it's pretty similar to MKR, but with a larger supply. Also here in this first phase, we need to mention Smart Burn Engine. And don't worry, because we will discuss what a Smart Burn Engine is and every detail of this feature in the upcoming meetings. So yes, stay tuned to find out exactly when. Now, the phase 2, they're launching 6 new subDAOs. 2 of them are called facilitator DAOs and 4 allocator DAOs. And each of them has a new stable token farm. Facilitator DAOs focus on governance, and allocator DAOs focus on collateral allocation. Also here, mention that subDAOs reuses MakerDAO's governance tools and benefit from AI tools governance. Here as well, to mention when it comes to subDAOs, that by delegating day by day complexity to subDAOs, what Maker wants to do is to streamline the workload and complexity that Maker governance needs to manage. Then we have the phase 3, that is governance AI tools launch. Here we need to mention align artifacts that are the book of governance rules, processes, and knowledge. Then we have AI tools that improve decision-making processes over time. Then we have one of the most difficult terms, and I am glad that we can call just Atlas, but Atlas stands for Atlas Immutable Alignment Artifact. Although I don't know if you guys are gonna refer to this as the whole name, or just, of course, just Atlas. We have to mention here also the AVCs. They develop improvement proposals in aligned governance strategies. And then we have the Purpose Fund, that it's funding open source AI development. Yeah, so yeah, this is pretty much phase 3. because Maker it's basic. I mean, Endgame is basically Maker plus AI. So this is important to mention. And something else in here, it's the we need to focus on the leveling the playing field and attracting high value ecosystem participants. Here you can, as you can see in here in this slide. Then we have the participation, or how the phase 4 it's called, that it's governance participation incentive launch. So in here, oh yeah, this one. Is also here to mention maybe a new term that we're still trying to understand the meaning, that it's SLE, that stands for Sagittarius Lockstep Engine. And again, we're going to discuss this fully in the upcoming meetings. Here it's important to mention also the incentives for governance participation through lock staking and rewards. And also we highlight in here the importance of community engagement and governance process improvement. And the last phase, that it's the new chain launch and final endgame state. So yes, they're deploying a new blockchain, and it's called New Chain. They have this also um, backend logic housing and hardware governance. So here what we can highlight is the benefits of New Chain in providing more secure and flexible governance infrastructure. And also here mentioning the implementation of tokenomics and more features that it has. So what are these new features? Well, new subDAO incubation beyond the initial 6. Something interesting is that allocators can create mini DAOs for project and opportunity experimentation. And lockstake system will replace new Gov tokens farms in subDAOs. Also here, consider the implementation of neural tokenomics and the aim of achieving dominance in the stablecoin sector and creating an independent DAO economy. So yeah, this is going to be pretty interesting to see. And then, well, so I think one of the most important things that we can learn about these phases that is happening with the end game, it's basically that with this, well, Maker is going to become more efficient and decentralized. New subDAOs for users to participate in and rewards. Of course, AI tools. I think, as I mentioned before, Endgame is like Maker plus AI. So yes, AI tools will assist users to understand better the system, and reward system to encourage active participation. And this new blockchain that is called New Chain will enhance security and enable advanced features. Also here, where, as I mentioned a couple of minutes ago, we're going to see a little bit about this new change that is happening. So what is happening here is that what we used to know as the Maker Constitution, it's now what we are going to call the Atlas, or if you prefer the whole name, which is Maker Atlas Immutable Alignment Artifact. And then, of course, one of the biggest change with this approval is that there are no longer all the same scopes that they used to be. Now there are only going to be 5 of them, which is the stability scope, which is stability and liquidity plus decentralized collateral plus real world asset collateral. Support scope, that it's ecosystem plus finance. Protocol scope, that it's protocol engineering plus infrastructure. Accessibility scope, that is growth and interface. And governance scope, that it's physical resilience, arbitration, and governance security. And yes, you're right. We're going to see this in detail in our coming meetings. And that will be all. Before I give the mic to Sebix, we have a. Oh, yes. Hold on. I was not reading the chat. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Okay. Yes, GM. Hello, hello, hello. Oh, we have people from. I think Refi. Yes. Yes, please. If anyone has questions or comments, please write them here. Yes. And so, as you can see in the presentation, we have a pop for you. So get your wallets ready, because in just a minute I will say the words so you can claim. And this is not all, because we have also Sebix here to talk about the ambassador program. So just 1 minute. Okay, yes. So I haven't said the word yet. I'm gonna say it after Sebi's presentation, so I know that you guys are paying attention. So I'm going to stop presenting, and Sabi, yeah, Sebix, you have your turn now.
Okay. That was a hell of a first presentation, guys. Congratulations. Hello, everyone. First of all, I'd like to say again congratulations to all the SID Latin members. I know there's been a lot of hard work behind the launching of this, the first Latin American committee, the Sovereign Finance AVC. I think this is a great step for MakerDAO towards a full decentralization. And as a part of the ambassador program, to have contributed to this, I'm just very proud. And I thank you for giving us this time to talk about the ambassador program and our application to become an ecosystem actor, as we did in the ReFi ABC call. As many know, and some may not, the ambassador program has been running for a year. And during this time, the project has grown and expanded a lot. It started as a translation team for the Latin American community, and since then, we've been building the basis for a more efficient approach to the Latin region and the expansion of Maker and DAI. At the beginning, the program was focused on MakerDAO's Latin American community members, as all the documentation available in Maker, including the introductory ones, are intended for people with a prior knowledge of blockchain, Web3, and the ecosystem in general. In Latin America, the adoption of crypto has increased a lot in the past years, yes. Still, there's a lot of fear from societies to cryptocurrencies in general, and a lot of misinformation is buzzing around as well. truth is, if you ask most of the people you walk by in the streets, they don't know much or anything about the Web3 ecosystem. And when you talk about this stuff, people usually think you're either trying to scam them or that it is too complex for them to understand. And this is something I think I mentioned in the ReFi AVC call. So over the past years, DAI has lost a great share in the region. It used to be all about DAI here, and now people are turning to USDT and USDC. And this is because Maker has lost a lot of presence in the region, and people don't know the differences between DAI and other stablecoins. This is an issue that we, as ambassadors, are currently focused on. For the past 6 months, the team has been preparing an ambitious project that aims to expand Maker and DAI in the Latin American region through education and partnership building with different universities and high-level institutions. As I mentioned, in the beginning we were doing translations. This was during our pilot, or what we call the stage 1 of the program. Today we are creating original content such as newsletters, Twitter and Telegram threads, Twitter Spaces series, such as the Meet the Makers and the Coffee Hour series. We created a MakerDAO's official Latin American website. We are actually currently managing 2 official MakerDAO assets, as the previously mentioned Latin American website and the MakerDAO Latin American Twitter. And probably there's a third one on the go, as we're currently in talks with the DAI Foundation to take care of MakerDAO's official Telegram community. The team offered to assist with the channel and make use of our 2-way translation services and deliver content in English as well as in Spanish. We have been in touch also really close with the Web3 Latin American communities, and not only MakerDAO's communities, like SIDLATAM or other different entities with whom we collaborated by participating in their calls, such as Defiant, Cointex, CryptoPro, and more. All of them can be seen in our last MIP 55, but it will be shown also in our EA application. We also established collaboration with Platzi, one of the biggest professional educational platforms in the region, and already had a call about Maker and its governance for over 600 attendees. We are currently in talks for future collaborations with Platzi, but we also are in talks with many universities such as the Technological Institute of Buenos Aires, the National University of Cuyo, the Torcuato Di Tella Institute, the Guillermo Brown National University, and more. All of them are based in Argentina, but we plan to expand during the following year to Venezuela, Colombia, and other countries in Latin America. The team really wants to focus on the education and dissemination of DAI, as we think this is a vital part of the expansion of Maker, DAI, and any subsequent Gov token or new stable that might come. This is what we called the stage 2 of the ambassador program, a stage where we created the basis for a much bigger project. Now the program, it's aiming to maintain and expand their current tasks. Now that we have a solid structure to build on top of, something that we were lacking during the first stage and that led to the stage 2, we want to start the third stage, a more aggressive stance, if you'd like, for the program. We have established a comprehensive strategy for community building in our different communicational channels that will too be shared with the community in our EA application, with the aim of improving user adoption, reach, and growth of Maker Latin American communicational channels. We will be opening new communicational channels such as Spotify, a platform on which we'll be delivering new podcast series that cover relevant topics related to branding and education of MakerDAO and its products. And we'll also create and optimize a LinkedIn page to engage with talents in the region interested in participating in MakerDAO. As you may have noticed, this third stage also includes a lot more of participation in renowned educational institutions. Because the ambassador program is already well known in Latin America and became a point of reference for a lot of projects and communities that want to know more about Maker or how to participate in it. We actually have this very call that's proof of the impact that the program had in the region and its communities. In addition, of course, to other projects that are currently being analyzed by the program, like exploring new channels such as YouTube and Instagram and other educational projects. And of course, in addition to all the things that we're currently doing and will continue to do, like engaging with local communities, entities, and organizations, participating in their calls, delivering new original educational resources, such as newsletter, website articles, threads, continue to work in the Meet the Maker and Coffee Hour series, translate key content of MakerDAO's official communications, translate and update evergreen content, such as Mom Docs and the Endgame Docs that are currently on the works. And as I mentioned, and as you all probably have seen, the program is constantly expanding its horizons and keep exploring new possibilities. And we expect to keep growing. The program was designed to achieve a multidisciplinary approach to the tasks that we have at hand, and we are eager to keep contributing and bringing value to MakerDAO. Currently, the Ambassador Program has budget until the end of May, and to be honest, we're not entirely sure where the budget for the program will be coming from. Our work and projects would fall under the accessibility/growth scope, but there's no chance of getting funding from it just yet. So we assume the most logical option would be to be incubated as an ecosystem actor, maybe. I believe we were always a cheap project, and we actually, for this third stage, have lowered our budget. At the time, we're offering a lot more value than we did previously. I guess our idea is to throw our EA application in the forum on Monday and discuss with the community the best approach to keep the program running, if that's what the community wants, of course. Our project has received a lot of backing from the community, as we passed 2 votes already, and I think the last one was with 100% approval rate. So we hope they continue to support us during these ever-changing times in MakerDAO. To be honest, it's been hard to keep the program running with this uncertainty, but I think this has happened to all of us, and I think we're all pulling on the same side. So I'm optimistic we'll be able to continue the program and all the current and future projects of the ambassadors. This is kind of a short insight on what we wanted to say. We will be posting the EA application on Monday and seeing what the community thinks. I want to thank again the SoFi AVC members for giving us this space to talk about our application and for the support you and all the community has been giving us. We're forever at your disposal if you want to ask us anything. I'm here with a couple of members of the Ambassador Program. We're actually just 4 of us. It's Jose, Ivan, and Tomas, and myself. So thank you again for this time.
Thank you guys for helping us through all this process. I know there are more people from the Ambassador Program. Does anybody else want to say something?
I think I'd like to say that maybe I didn't mention earlier. I think the biggest problem I found with the Ambassador Program that I can say was truly a problem was our lack of communication with the MakerDAO community. We were very poor on communications, and this led to many MakerDAO members not knowing what we were actually doing or if we were doing anything at all. This is something we intend to change, as we're going to present 2 types of reports, a metrics report to be made monthly and a granular report, which will be bi-monthly and will be descriptive of the different activities and tasks carried out by the program during that period. I'm saying this because I'm aware some members of the community didn't know much about our program or all the work we've been putting behind it. So yeah, that's something to improve.
Excellent. So thank you guys for your time. This is our very first call, and we were gonna have every Thursday at this same time. So we expect all of you to be in our next meeting. Yes, shout out to Paper Imperium. Thank you for coming. And I see also many delegates, so thank you for showing up. This is our first meeting, and it was kind of like an introduction to what we've been doing and the reason why we're here. Guys, I do have bad news when it comes to the POAP. Something is not working. That's why I cannot say the word. But thank you so much. I know it's you're all expecting a POAP. I know, but this is going to uh on the next meeting we're gonna have, and we're gonna have this speaker.
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, who is it? Was that you, Romy? Okay, no. So yes, thank you everyone. Again, sorry about the pull-up. I should have mentioned it. It's not working, but if you have any comments or questions, uh, please put it in the chat. Please participate in the debates and also in our channel. And I see a lot of people also from Refi CVC. Thank you for being here. And if anybody else wants to say something, that would be all.
Grito, chica.
Yeah, no, she's at the airport. She cannot talk. But that's why. But we have a lot of people from the team. Don't be shy. Say something. And I see also people from the town. Thank you for joining us. It's really good to see you here. And oh yes, we have a delegate here. Hello, Diego. Do you want to say something? People are too shy. Okay. Thank you. I will mention each of you, but yeah, no. Okay, no microphone, he says. Okay. Jack says
Recordado siempre presente.
Chris, I think it's a good time to remember that we look forward to seeing you on Thursday at the same time.
Yes, so every of our calls is gonna be on Thursday, okay, at this same time as Lola mentioned. So we expect to see you all there. Not only for the POAP, but to debate with us, to share some discussions about the process that is happening in the DAO. So yes, remember please every Thursday at the same time. Reading some comments, Oxygen says, I just want to say that I have a great expectations for this delegate platform. The work that Latam is doing on optimizing and Arbitrum is being praised, and I have no doubt that same thing will happen here in Maker. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Okay, great work. Nothing to say. Thank you. And thank you also for people from the ambassador program. Thank you, Sebix. Yeah, not that's very good to emphasize. That's not delegate, but an AVC. Yes, thank you, PB. And Sebix says if anyone has any feedback regarding the ambassador program, you can DM. So yeah, go ahead and DM Sebix if you have any feedback. And thank you again, guys.